All right, so lying down in Salamba Shavasana. Let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit. Last week we had straps on. If you recall, we had straps on the upper arms and a strap on the thighs, the upper legs. And so we were working on a feeling of containment and movement within that containment. So last week we talked about how the back body was moving from back to front on the inhales, and the abdomen was moving from front to back on the exhales. So as the body settles into rest and the breath settles into a soft and steady rhythm, revisit those observations. At first, when you're settling into rest, the abdomen is very gently rising and falling, as it does when it's in a resting state. But after several minutes, as you continue your awareness, and as you invite the breath to become a little bit softer and a little bit slower, the breath starts to migrate into other regions. So while the resting breath may just be abdominal, as the breath gets slower and softer, you start to feel the movement of the rib cage more and more. Expanding and then shrinking with the rhythm of the breath. So then you can begin to coordinate the movement of the rib cage with the movement of the abdomen. As the breath gets slower and softer, you feel the rib cage expanding as you inhale. Then as you exhale, you can feel the abdomen moving toward the spine to push the air out of the lungs as the diaphragm lifts back up. So now we will begin the added awareness of the upper arms, the enhanced awareness of the upper arms, this time without the strap. But as you inhale, slightly push the elbows into the floor, pull the shoulders back and down toward the floor. Feel the engagement of the corners of the shoulders descending to the floor as you inhale. And then as you exhale, draw the abdomen up and back. So we're working with the same set of actions. I hesitate to use the word actions because it's not really that active, but it is. I am asking you to be a little bit active. So it's not just passive breath, but now we're incorporating a little bit of activity. It's mild activity, it's subtle activity. So don't make it muscular. Don't make it big, muscular, gross. Let it be soft, small, and subtle. So as you inhale, press the elbows, roll the shoulders back, move the armpit from the back to the front, and the upper arm bones roll out a little bit. The biceps roll out. As you inhale and as you exhale, the abdomen becomes more engaged. It pulls up and back. So the chest doesn't necessarily collapse. It doesn't go all the way back to the resting position as you exhale. Last week we talked about kind of like a natural rocking back and forth that happens. And to go with that little bit of rocking, not in a gross or overt way, but just to feel that energetic rocking back and forth with the rhythm of the breath. There's a pulse, and there's a flow of the prana, of the breath, and the body is responding to that pulse. So continue with that rhythm and have that subtle engagement of the arms. Bit of pressure into the elbows, upper arms rolling out as you inhale, corners of the shoulders pressing down. So last week we pressed the upper arms into the strap on the inhale. So now no strap, but an imaginary strap, pressing the upper arm bones toward the floor, feeling the expansion of the chest, and then on the exhales, the abdomen pulls up and back. So now begin to pay more attention to the exhales and to slow down the exhales. So we're moving toward Ujjayi stage 2, Bahya Ujjayi, where you're deliberately slowing down the exhales, making the exhales longer than the inhales. So on the inhales, you press the elbows, roll the shoulders back, roll the upper arm bones out, feel the rib cage expand, and then slower, longer, softer exhale. Take your time with the exhale. So that abdomen moving up and back, it's kind of like the tide, it just kind of moves, it just keeps on going until it reaches the very end, and then it pulls out again. Smooth, slow, soft exhales. Continue with this rhythm for a while. Let the exhales become twice as long as the inhales. So now let's do a few cycles before you come out of Salamba Shavasana. Let's do a few cycles of Viloma. So you've got the long, slow, soft exhales. Now see if you can subdivide the exhales into upper, middle, and lower abdomen. So you take a slow, soft inhale with the subtle action of the arms, expansion of the rib cage, and then exhaling just the upper abdomen, the uppermost part of the abdomen, pause. And then the middle abdomen, it's like just around the navel band, pause. And then the lower abdomen, lowest abdomen below the navel, exhale completely, and then take a recovery breath if you need to. And then exhale completely and start the next cycle. So a slow, soft inhale with the actions that we talked about. And then exhaling just the upper abdomen. Pause. Exhaling the middle abdomen. Pause. Exhale the lowest part of the abdomen. Empty out and pause. And then take a recovery breath if you need. Do 3 more cycles of Bahya Viloma. Concentrating on, it's almost like giving yourself an abdominal massage. You start to realize how sort of articulate the abdomen can be. See if you can feel these distinct parts. So that upper abdomen, it includes the bottom ribs. And then that middle abdomen is just about like the navel band. It corresponds with the digestive organs, some of the colon and intestines, and then the lowest most part, that's like uterus, bladder, the bottom of the peritoneal sac, ovaries. Okay, after you finish those cycles, then return to normal breathing. So unmediated, normal resting breath. Then roll to your side, bending your legs, resting on your side for a couple of breaths. And sit up. Okay. All right, so have a seat on your bolster. And support your legs. If you want a lap blanket, that's also fine. Sometimes I have to kind of like find the spot on the bolster where it can be evenly supported. Sometimes bolsters, as they age, get a kind of lumpy or uneven. So see that you're sitting on an even spot. All right, we'll do a few cycles of Viloma of Ujjayi, and then move into that same Viloma pattern. So it's the upper band, the middle band, and the lowest part of the abdomen. Kind of, it's almost like a wave. It's almost like I said, giving yourself a massage. There's something called nauli, which is not taught very often, but it's like a very strong Uddiyana Bandha, and of the so it's like a tremendous lift of the abdominal region and a movement through the abdominal region. We're not going to do that today, but this is sort of like hinting toward it. So maybe we will learn it one day. All right, so pressing your hands down, roll your shoulders back. Stack the shoulders over the hips and keep the shoulders over the hips. Bring your head all the way down. Keep pressing your hands into the bolster so that you can be sure that the chest is fully open, the head is fully coming down. Pretend that you have the strap on the upper arms and pull back into that imaginary strap. It's like a Sarvangasana strap in your mind. Pull back. Get the maximum lift here. Then bring your palms, bring the back of your hand onto your lap. And then soften your thumbs. Let the thumb drop toward the center of the palm. But when you soften your thumbs, don't soften your shoulders. The shoulders still have to pull back in a very conscious way. All right, exhale completely. Begin the inhale, and just like when you were lying down, pull the arms back as you inhale. It's like the pulling of the arms back signals to the body that the Ujjayi is beginning. Collarbones wide. And then when you turn the corner for the exhale, feel the abdomen waking up, pulling up and back to begin the slow, soft exhale. Let the exhales be slower and softer than the inhales. Longer, slower, and softer than the inhales. And then begin the next cycle when you're ready. If you need a recovery breath, take the recovery breath. So soft inhale. Pull the upper arm bones back. Spread the collarbones wide. See that the outer elbows pull back. And then slow, soft, slower, longer, softer exhale. Take your time with the exhale. You don't necessarily have to go for the Ujjayi exhale right away, but let it develop into the Ujjayi exhale. See how much control you have over that abdominal lift and pull back. It's not a gripping, it's not a contracting, it's not a crunching. It's very tall. And two more cycles of Bahya Ujjayi. Bahya means external or outside, so it refers to the exhales. After you finish your 2 cycles, then just sit quietly for a moment with your palms down and your head up, eyes closed. Let the breath come back to normal. And now we'll do some cycles of Ujjayi. Right, so you can refresh your position, turn the palms up, sit very tall, bring your head down. And then from here, just clear the path, sweep the path clear, slow soft inhale, slow soft exhale. And then extend the pause, exhaling completely. Take a slow soft inhale. Use the upper arm actions. Feel the armpit moving from back to front. Feel the rib cage expanding three-dimensionally. And then exhaling, just the upper abdomen. Exhaling the middle abdomen. Exhaling the lower abdomen. So it's like scooping out the entire abdomen, one section at a time. And then take a recovery breath. And repeat when you're ready. Slow, soft inhale. At the top of the inhale, get ready for the 3-stage exhale. Exhale just the uppermost part. Pause, and then the middle band. Pause, and then the lowest part of the abdomen goes up and back, empties out completely. And then take a recovery breath. And repeat. We'll do 4 more cycles of Bahya Viloma. With recovery breaths in between as needed. So when you're seated, when you're lying down, hopefully you could kind of feel that rocking back and forth. When we're seated, we have to maintain that upright position. So there's not like a physical rocking back and forth. The body stays steady. But definitely there's like a pranic rocking back and forth. A pulse, a flow. So see if you can really become aware of that pranic rocking that's sort of pulsing through the body. So if you weren't holding yourself up straight, then the body might literally rock. But we're maintaining this container, we're maintaining this strong vessel so that the prana can move back and forth, but the body stays steady. Of course, the rib cage will expand and contract. The rib cage is still very much moving, the abdomen is still very much moving. But the body stays upright. Upright, strong, and steady. After you've finished your 4 cycles of Bahya Viloma, just sit quietly. You can turn your palms down. Have your head up, eyes closed. Let the breath settle into a soft, steady rhythm. All right. Stretch your legs straight. and lie down and rest now. If you want, you can lay the bolster across your thighs just to let the legs settle, abdomen settle. So now, no mediation. Let the breath fall into its own natural, normal rhythm at this time, which changes continuously throughout the day. And your resting breath now will be different from your resting breath half an hour ago. Hopefully, your resting breath is very soft, very smooth, very relaxed. So that your brain can also be in a calm, collected, relaxed state. All right. Stay in Shavasana for a few more minutes, or as long as you want, without falling back asleep. But just let the breath and the nervous system come all the way down. And I will end the meeting now. Have a wonderful day.